The Buffalo Bills just got a handful of injury updates. Sean McDermott was just on the radio talking about a bunch of the issues around the team, or a bunch of the injuries rather around the team. And so I'm going to break those down in just a moment. But before we get into it, first things first, Sunday's a different thing and today is a different day. There's a lot of history that's coming to an end with this team. First and foremost, the final game at Highmark Stadium, or the final game at the Ralph, or the final game at whatever this stadium has been called by you. There's been a lot of names. There's been a lot of games. There's been a lot of hopes. There's been a lot of dreams. My question on the front end of this video, which we're going to talk about this again later, is this, and I want you to be thinking about it and maybe let me know down in the comments, and I'll maybe share some things with you at the end of this. But for you, what has this stadium meant? What is a memory that has stuck in your mind from a game that you've attended, or for a game you've watched, or a family member that you used to go to games with? Let me know down in the comments what you think. And it's a mournful time, but it's also a rejoicing time. There's a lot of drama with the new stadium, maybe not for today's video, but just to acknowledge this is a transition season. But I also I loved this, guys. You look at the end of Highmark, and this is just so on brand to have another opportunity to go shovel. I'm not out there today, but just an awesome thing to do. But to get into these injury updates, couple things here. Terrell Bernard, Daquan Jones, Jordan Poyer, all ruled out Sunday. We're not giving up the game plan in ruling these players out. All of them, in some sense, they were going to sit this week. We knew that. They all had different injuries. Josh Allen's limited today, but he's going to practice and he's going to be good to go for the game. He's going to get his 140 game streak. He's going to continue on that. But none of this is surprising to me. Not only that, I'm looking at Joey Bosa. I'm looking at Dalton Kincaid. They're questionable for the game. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if they're out. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't play at all. Dion Walker is dealing with an illness today, a sickness. This whole game on Sunday, guys, it's about getting ready for the wild card game. Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, the rest of the coaching staff, the players, they know that the consequences of losing against the Jets are minimal, but the consequences of going into a wild card game and putting up a dud or throwing out an egg are massive. Sean McDermott wants to stay the coach of this team. Brandon Beane wants to stay the general manager of this team. What they put on the field in just a few short weeks in that first round of the playoffs in the wild card game are absolutely essential. They're going to do everything that they can to make sure that this team is healthy and in place to succeed. A lot of us, or a lot of Bills Mafia, including myself, want James Cook to get the rushing title. But I'll be honest with you, and maybe you disagree with this on me, I don't really care if he gets the rushing title. I'd rather win an extra playoff game or two than risk an injury to James Cook. Now, the good news is that the Colts play at 1 o'clock and we play at 4:25 or whatever it is. So we'll know exactly how many yards James Cook will need. We don't have to run the whole game to hopefully latch onto something. It's possible. But in all of that, I'm at the point now as a fan where I care about winning the championship, winning the Super Bowl more than I care about individual accolades. Josh Allen last season said it so clearly, so plainly for us. It doesn't matter if he wins even the MVP again this year. He's not a shoo-in to win it by any stretch of the imagination. But with that being said, we know that we don't care about individual accolades. This is a team sport. This is about the team. This is about the organization. This is about the fan base. We all want the Super Bowl. We all want to raise the Lombardi. Now, I say us as Bills Mafia, we don't do it. The team does. But that being said, a couple of other things, guys. It's January 2nd, especially with the end of the Highmark Stadium, especially with the transition to the new stadium, rather. I was just thinking about this. It's the 3-year anniversary of Damar Hamlin's collapse, of his injury, of tragedy, really, against the Bengals. That game, that evening where I was at home. I was with my wife in our room watching that game. But it's pretty crazy to look back at that one. Where were you? That was a where were you moment for me as well. Let me know down in the comments. But further, I just love this. Dion Dawkins has struggled this season. He's had a couple games where he hasn't played up to par, or he's seemingly quit early on plays. But he continues to be a stand-up guy. He continues to do things like this, which if you haven't seen this, he's offering his suite at Highmark Stadium for what's likely, again, the final game of Bills history at the current Highmark Stadium. The likelihood of us getting a home playoff game is just very slim. But Dion Dawkins is absolutely a pillar of the Western New York community. Props to him for doing something like this. Last but not least, what are your thoughts on this Jets game? Is this a game that, you're okay losing? I never want to say I want to be okay with losing a game, but I'm willing to sit the starters. And if it means that we're 10% better or 15 or 20% better in the playoff matchup that we play in the wild card game, I'm absolutely okay with losing this game. I don't know about you. Maybe that's a bad fan. Maybe that's a bad take. I want to win. Of course I want to win. But the bigger prize is down winning the Lombardi. But to end this video, I just want to process, just want to share a little bit. What do you guys think about this thing? Did you watch that video talking about the stadium, talking about the end of it? What did you think? Some of you guys who watch this channel have been around since even well before the Jim Kelly days. You've been around for a lot longer than I ever have. I'm 33 years old, and it's amazing to just see the history, bringing almost tears to my eyes over the beauty of the history of this stadium, of this team, of this organization, even the transition of ownership. This is an awesome team, guys. Win or lose this year, there's just no chance I'm ever stepping away from this team. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of heartache. It's a lot of pain, but there's a lot of joy associated with this as well. What has this stadium meant to you? What is this last season, this last chapter, last 80 years or 70 years, whatever it's been for you, for being a Bills fan? What has it meant to you? Let me know down in the comments. Let's have a conversation today about that. But the last thing I want to share to end this video is just maybe a simple reflection. I've been posting a lot of videos recently, and we've been blessed with a lot of success. There's been a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of subscriptions, a lot of you guys joining, and I just maybe broadly want to say thank you again. But more so than that, I just want to remind you, especially if you're new to this channel, this video is maybe a little bit different tenor, a little bit different tone of what you could expect from Crack the Table. But for me, I'm having maybe just a sober thankfulness moment or season within this. You guys are amazing. You guys are helping me grow this channel, and it's really not the content I'm putting out. It's what we're doing down in the comments. It's the conversations that we're having. It's the community we're forming. And I think there's some jabs, being thrown at me about clickbait titles and stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I ride on the borderline of that. And I'm not scared of that. There's a lot of AI and a lot of other stuff that doesn't actually report news. I want to give you guys the facts, and I want to do it actually in a family-friendly way. For some of you guys who are grandparents, I want you to be able to send this video to your granddaughter or grandson and be like, "Hey man, this is the team I love. This is a channel that I can be proud of." Because we're not talking about gambling. We're not talking about, I'm not swearing, I'm not doing these things. And I want this community to be something that can have a legacy for families. And that's my hope. That's my desire. And not everyone has to agree with that. Not everyone has to like it. I don't need to be liked. But this channel is about the community. It's about this team. It's about the joy of being a fan of this team. We experience it together. And for all of that, again, my name is Collin. This whole thing's called Crack the Table. We're all Bills, no breaks, breaking down Buffalo Bills content every single day. It's an honor and a joy for me to make these videos. Today was a little bit different one, but I hope you appreciate it as well. Have a great day. God bless. As always, go Bills.